This video is sponsored by Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. Click on the link in the description and use the code PackerMan to save 10% on any order. What's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan and welcome to this edition of The Fuel, where in this episode we're going to be talking about the 2023 Kansas Lottery 300 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Yes, the Kansas Lottery sponsored both the trucks and the Xfinity races this weekend at Kansas. Now you might notice that I did a little bit of a half-assed shave job in between episodes. Notice how this side is kind of clean shaven, and you notice the other side still has basically a beard. That doesn't really make a goddamn lick of sense, does it? Well, I basically did this because it kind of represents what this race felt like. It felt half-assed. Not only by the competitors and the teams for the most part, but also the fucking officials. Like, everything about this race felt half-assed. Because, when you have a caution on the very first fucking lap, before they even get out of turn 2, it's like, you know for sure this is gonna be some fuck shit right here. And you notice the name of the episode is called Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. That's basically a synonym for, and actually no, it's not a synonym, it's a phonetics code for WTF. What the fuck? And that's exactly the question that I posed. What the fuck was with this race? This race was fucking garbage. That's what this race was. Oh my god, dude. Like, this was just some dumb shit. Like, it started early with all the fucking cautions in the first stage. 3 cautions in the first 20 laps. John Nemechek got the one and only pure lead change of the day on lap 41. In fact, let's take a look at the stats here. Because when you look at these and compare them to the truck race, which was 100 miles shorter, by the way, you'll be saying to yourself, what in the fuck? 7 overall lead changes in this race, whereas the truck race had 18. 1 pure lead change, whereas the trucks had 6. 8 cautions, whereas the truck series had 4. 1,345 green flag passes, which comes out to 8.9 on average per green flag lap. The truck series had 1,800 green flag passes and an average of 18 per green flag lap. And John Nemechek led 154 of the race's 200 laps. In fact, he basically took the lead at the beginning of stage 2 and never relinquished it again. He led the final 105 laps of this race. That's more than half the race. And he ended up winning this race by 7.5 seconds. Yeah. Of course, the dumb shit from drivers wasn't really the only thing. There was a caution that came out early in stage 2, lap 68. It was a debris caution for a giant tire carcass from someone's cut tire. Got out onto the track, and it basically went unnoticed for about half a lap. In fact, it was so unnoticed that the leaders at the time, which was John Nemechek and Justin Allgaier, actually ended up splitting the damn thing going into turn 1. And Cole Custer, who was third, ended up hitting it, causing severe damage to the right front to the point where it actually knocked him out of the race. Like, what the fuck were the NASCAR officials doing? I mean, were they taking a fucking coffee break during that whole sequence? Do they not have fucking spotter stations so that they can see this shit? I mean, you can see the damn thing on the track, for God's sake. I mean, how do you miss something as big as that fucking thing? And this was the last race to determine who gets into the Xfinity Series playoffs. And it just felt like a total lackluster effort on everybody's part, because John Hunter Nemechek just basically took this race and just ran with it, and nobody could stop him. I will give a shout out though to Brandon Jones, who finished second. Despite the fact that he spun not once but twice and still came back and finished second. However, he needed to win the race in order to make the playoffs because he was down on points. But it was a hell of an effort on his part to try to get that race win, which it honestly isn't a surprise that he's good at Kansas, because 2 of his 5 career wins have come at Kansas. So... But, yeah, this race, God. I hope it's not like this for this fucking playoff run, because, my God, this race was awful. This race was truly awful. From a racing standpoint, from, a racing etiquette standpoint, and then from an officiating standpoint. This race fucking sucked dick. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's move on to the next one. We got a couple races to review later on today, and it will be live. So hopefully it'll not suck as much dick as this race did. So my final rating for the Kansas Lottery 300 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series gets a 1 out of 10. Fuck this race. What's happening, ladies and germs? Thank you for watching tonight's video. If you're interested in sponsoring the channel, there is a link to my Patreon down in the description box below. Otherwise, hit like and subscribe if you want to continue watching great content like you saw today. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out.